Polish Freaks, welcome back for another summer collection review. Like I mentioned in my last video, I'm back from my vacation, and yesterday I got through 3 collections, so I'm just filming them all and I'm going to try to get them up quickly. I still have some Olive and June collection, and I also have some C&D summer colors to go through. And what else? There's got to be more SE collections coming. I need to get online and just check everything. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm trying to catch up quickly for you guys. It's been a busy summer. It's hard for me to balance family and this new gardening channel that I'm doing, and then nails, but I'm trying to do it all and I'm having fun doing it, but it's just the editing part that can take a long time and be a little bit frustrating sometimes. So I'm trying to get that up for you guys. And thank you so much for those of you that are following me on my gardening channel. It's been really fun. I'm a little bit behind on that too, but I'm trying to get all the videos up and out. It'll get better as I try to juggle everything. But today we're going to talk about the ORLY Cloudscape Summer 2023 collection. This one is a 6 polished collection. They're all creams except for one that has a little bit of shimmer in it. They're really nice creams. ORLY's brush is just amazing. They are just a dream to apply. So I'm really enjoying ORLY. They've done a good job with their collections recently. I'd say this one has some kind of not repeat, I guess necessarily for ORLY. I don't have a ton of ORLY colors, but there are some that are pretty common colors, and so hopefully these comparisons will be helpful for you guys in deciding whether you want to pick these up or not. But I do think it's a nice, consistent, creamy, beautiful collection that is fun for summer. So I'm wearing a bright, fun, summery shirt, and I'm wearing one of the polishes that I'm going to talk about that's part of this collection, and I've already worn it a couple times and I love it. Before I get started, I am wearing this Buxom Juicy Peach lipstick here, and it's beautiful. It's just a really nice nude shade. I had it on in my last video and I didn't take it off. I was gonna wear something a little bit lighter, but it's okay. I'm just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna keep going on. I do have this shirt from American Eagle that I just got recently, and I think it's so fun and cute for summer. Okay, let's get into the collection. We're gonna start off with this fun, bright one called Stratosphere, and it's a beautiful light blue shade. I'm hoping in these pictures and live swatches that you can see that it does lean a little bit purple. So I would say it's like a purple leaning blue, or you could call it a purple leaning blue. Did I say that right? My brain. You could say that it's a purple leaning blue or blue leaning purple. There, I think I said it right that time. My brain is really tired lately, you guys, and I already have brain fog anyway. You guys know this. I have Larry brain. But anyway, I love creams like this, and I love that this one's nice and crisp and leans a little bit more purple, like I mentioned. It's got a really nice glossy formula. It's slightly curly-ish. I would say this is going to be opaque in 2, maybe 3 coats, depending on how you apply it. But it does have a nice buildable. My husband. That scared me because I have a window right here, and our barbecue cover blew into it. In the wind, it just blew off our barbecue, and he's trying to get it out right now, and all of a sudden something just came down the window well. It scared me. But I'm glad he's getting it out because I kept forgetting that it was down there. Anyway, I got a little distracted, but this one's gorgeous. I've already worn it a couple of times. Did I take this one to Europe? I don't think I did. I wore it boating the other day, and I don't think I posted it on Instagram. I meant to, but I never did, so maybe I'll put the videos up of it here just because it's fun. I like to do like nail diaries. It's kind of fun to decide what I'm going to wear different places and why and what I choose to wear with it. So I just kind of like to do that. I like to take Nelfies out everywhere. My family kind of makes fun of me for being like the Nelfie taker all the time, but I just think it's super fun. So I love this one. As you can tell, I do have some comparisons for it, so let's go look at those because I feel like this is kind of a color that I wouldn't say is super original, but is it? Let's see. So I compared it to China Glade's Fields of Lilac, and that one's very close. The closest out of all of these, but still not as purple. It's just slightly different. And then OPIM, What I Amethyst, is a little bit more blue, which surprised me a little bit. And then Essie Kiss and Spell is more blue as well. And then Lilacism, close but a little dustier. It's kind of gray. And then Putting Myself First is close and not as bright and also dusty. And ORLY Blue Iris, I pulled that one out because that's an ORLY that I have. That's a little bit lighter blue, but it is quite a bit darker, and I just wanted you to see it. But I love that polish so much. It's one of my favorites. So I couldn't find anything that was exact as this. There were some Essies that were a little more purple, but they were kind of dustier and more purple, not as blue. So I did feel like it was quite original, although some of those polishes are kind of close. So I'll let you decide, but I love this one. It's probably one of my favorites of the summer that I've worn so far. And I just like that it's bright and fresh. I'm really into the bright and fresh polishes right now. And it is the polish that I have on my fingers right now because I just wanted to wear it, and I think it looks cute with red. I kind of like white with red, or like a lighter shade that just pops when I'm wearing a red color. This one's really fun and fun for summer. Then we have this lovely green called Fields of Wonder. It is so lovely, you guys. I love it's a little bit cooler toned. It still is a little warm, but slightly cool leaning. And you'll see that as I compare it to some other polishes. And it's just a fresh color, and the formula is perfection. It builds up so nicely in 2 coats. It's glossy, and with that brush, it's just fun to apply. I had hardly any cleanup to do with this one after I was done swatching it. I'll definitely be pulling this one out too. Let's see how it compares to some other polishes, because we have been getting a lot of green polishes, but I feel like a lot of them are more line leaning, and this one's a little bit cooler, and it reminded me of one of my favorite polishes from Essie. So let's look at that. It's an older one that I haven't worn for a while, but it is a really good one. I compared it to OPI Pump Up the Volume, and that one's a lighter lime green, and these do seem to have more of Crelly formulas, all these other ones compared to Fields of Wonder, just so you guys know the formulas are quite a bit different. And then Olive and June Energize is close in tone but lighter. Going Guru, which is one of my favorite Essies. Haven't worn it for a little while just because it's older, and I was so excited when I saw Fields of Wonder because I thought it's going to be exactly like this, and it's not. Going Guru is a little cooler tone, so I probably do like that one a little bit more than Fields of Wonder, but they're both really great. And then OPI Clear Your Cache is more yellow toned, and then OPI Summer, Monday through Fridays, I just put M through F's, is more bright and a neon. And then OPI, You're So Out of Lime, is darker and more lime. Nothing was the same as this. And then I remembered the new Priceless polish that came out from OPI, I think it was spring. And so I pulled that one out. I didn't swatch it though, but I just thought I'd mention that that one is cooler toned as well. So in fact, I have it over there. Yeah, that one's a little more cooler tone. So they are different. This one's a little bit different. So this is kind of in between like the cool toned and the warm tone. It's kind of right in the middle. So slightly different. And my husband's doing some chores for me outside, so this was a really great one too. And then we have a Sunny Side Up. It's this bright yellow with the shimmer underneath. The shimmer is kind of a red-orange shimmer. It's a little bit iridescent, obviously, because it shifts from those colors. It did remind me of this one from C&D. That's the only one that I really could think of that I had. I thought Essie might have some with some shimmer in it, but they didn't. But this one does have some shimmer. It's just more of like a purple to blue, cooler tone shimmer, which I like. This one, it's not my favorite. I don't love red-orange things that much. It's got a nice formula though. It builds up nicely in 2 coats. If you like bright, punchy colors like this, then you're gonna love this one. And especially with that shimmer, it just gives it that extra oomph. Even though it doesn't show up a ton in the sunlight, it's gonna show up a little bit more. You're just gonna be able to see that. But it just gives it that little extra punch. Then we have New Horizons. It's an orange. It's like an orange creamsicle color. It is maybe slightly yellow leaning. I know on here, and probably in my swatch is going to look even more yellow than it really is in real life, because that's just how it is with orange and filming oranges. So I always like to mention that to you guys. There's a lot of oranges that I have though. This one has a really great formula. It's going to build up in 2 coats. You might need 3 depending on how you apply it. I did notice that I might need 3 in some areas. I do have a really high ridge on one of my nails that I just naturally have, and sometimes that throws me off, and I have to kind of discount that because there's some polishes, if they're Crelly, that I will need to do 3 on this finger just because of that, but I think you're going to be good in 2. Let's look at the comparisons that I have. I have quite a few oranges. I did pull out the ones that I felt like were the closest, and they are really close that you will see here. So I compared Firefly Away and No Tan Lines, and those are both very close that you can see there. And then I also pulled out OPI Feel and Fire, and that one's darker and has a touch of brown. You might not need this one. Like I said, there's a few of these polishes in this collection are polishes that like aren't anything new or slightly different. This is just kind of a typical orange that we have already seen from other companies. As far as Orly goes, I'm not sure. I didn't have any in mind that were close to this one, so it might be new to them, at least in recent years. That's the orange one. And then I love these kind of electric blue, purple leaning polishes that are bright and fun in summer, and this one's really fun. This one's called Indigo Skies, and I think it's a perfect name for it. The formula is fantastic. I want to say it's so close to 1 coat, but I did 2, but I think you probably could get away with doing 1 thicker coat for this one if you would want to. There are other polishes like this, and the first one I thought about from Essie was Sweet Retreat, so let's look at that here. I did compare it to that one here first. That's an older Essie, and it's a great polish, and they're almost exact. It's one of my favorites that I've had for quite a while. Haven't worn it in a little while. Essie All Access Pass has a Crelly formula that's slightly more purple, and Olive and June House of O&J has a Crelly formula as well, and it's a little bit more purple, but those are the ones that I just thought of. I know OPI has some that maybe aren't this exact color, but I thought showing you Essie Sweet Retreat, you would know that that's pretty much exact. And if you've been following me for a while, I used to wear that one all the time, probably around 2014, 2015. I bet that's about the time that it came out, and I loved it. And I haven't worn a polish like this in the summer for quite a while, so maybe I'll pull this one out this summer. We'll see. Take Flight is the next one, and I believe I wore this one on my vacation. It's a gorgeous coral polish. It is more of a pink coral, so I like to categorize corals in different sections. So there's like pink corals, orange corals, peach corals, which are a little bit lighter, and more, I would say, red corals. So this is kind of a red pink leaning coral, and those are the kinds that I really like, and I like this one. It was interesting though when I was wearing it that I did find that it did seem a little bit more orange leaning. I don't know, it was kind of interesting, but I really did like this one. I'll put up some pictures from my vacation so you can see it. The formula on this one's amazing. It does dry down a little bit matte. I would say more satin, and it applies nicely in two beautiful coats. So let's look at some comparisons. I was going to do 2 sets, but I ended up only doing 1 set because they were all so close. And I felt I did pretty good in picking out the pink corals that I have that I felt like were super close to this. So let's look at those. So I compared it to Cajun Shrimp because I knew I'd get asked about that one. That one's a touch more red, so I would say that was more of a red coral. They're very close. And then She's a Bad Muffaletta, I would say, is almost exact, but it is a little bit more pink, and I do think I like that one a little bit more. That is one of my favorite coral polishes, and I like that it is a little more pink. Just with my skin tone, I just prefer it. And then Essie Toy to the World is almost exact as well, and I love that one too. I love all of these. I pulled out polishes like Eclair My Love, Essie Come Here, and Keys to Happiness. And I felt like those were all going to be pretty close too, but I felt like those might be a little more red leaning, like Cajun Shrimp. But since those other ones were so close, like I said, I didn't do it. But it is pretty close to the color of my shirt. I love this too, so obviously I love these kind of colors. But not anything earth-shattering as far as color goes, but a nice formula, nice color, and just pretty classic. So it's going to be a little tricky to pick my favorites because a lot of these are just ones that we already have. So I really like this one because it is a little bit more purple than some that I have, and this is Stratosphere. I like this green because I feel like it's a little bit different. Some of you are going to ask how it compares to Essie Perfectly Popular. Let me pull out a few more greens because I know y'all get asked. Okay, I went and grabbed these other greens because I knew I would get asked, and maybe I'll film a swatch of these. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be too lazy and tired to do it. So this is Priceless, and it's cooler and a little darker, so you can see that. Here's Perfectly Perpendicular, which is cooler and a little bit lighter. Love this one. And then Artist Garden, I remembered. I thought I'd get asked about this. So this is a little bit murkier, a little more grayed out, and not quite as bright. So I do like this one because it's quite original. Okay, so I'm gonna pick these two for my favorites. This coral I'm probably not gonna pick because there's so many corals, and it's not my favorite even out of that bunch. This, okay, I'm going to pick this one too because I do feel like we need an updated version of this, and since Essie Sweet Retreat is so old, this is great to have this option. And so these are the 3 that I picked. Look how cute they are together. That'd be a fun nail art design. Always crave nail art designs in the summer. It's been so long since I've done a nail art design. I just don't have the time these days. I just don't. I wish I did. But anyway, those are my favorites. What are your favorites from the collection? Let me know in the comments down below. What are you thinking about Orly this year? The spring collection I thought was pretty fun. I liked a lot of those. I think this one's pretty good too. I have liked their past 2 years a little better than this year, but I do like that they're all creams, so that was fun for me. So let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.